I'd like to open this council meeting for the city of Monessen for the October 13th session. At this time, I'd like to, do you want to talk about the executive session, or do you want me to talk about
You
it?
can just read what's
An executive session of City Council of the City of Monessen was held on October 5th at 6 p.m. in the office of the mayor, City Hall, second floor, to discuss personnel matters of the city of Monessen. Mayor Moser, Councilwoman Thomas, Councilman Ordenchowski attended the meeting. At this time, I'd like to call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas.
Here.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Here.
Councilman Nestor.
Present.
Councilman Gregor. Mayor Mosier.
Present.
Mayor, we note 4 members present, 1 absent.
I expect him to arrive
Suggested quorum,
soon.
and we expect him to be here.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask our Councilwoman Lois Thomas to lead us in prayer.
Let's just bow our heads for a moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, we just come now just thanking you for this day that you provided us with, how you blessed us and watch over us throughout this day. So we're asking for your continued watch over us throughout this council meeting, that you bind us all together on one accord for the good of the city, that you grant us wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and know what is the proper route for us to go. Bless our city, Lord. Bless it in a manner that we will be able to go forward in all the things that need to be done in this city. So we pray that you be with us now. In Jesus' name we pray and thank you. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to ask council to review the minutes from the previous session of September the 22nd, and somebody make a motion to accept it when we're ready.
I think so. All the minutes have been drafted, right?
Excuse me?
All the minutes have been drafted.
I believe so. They should be online.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of our previous session of September 22nd, 2022.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas.
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Nestor.
Aye.
Mayor Mosier.
Aye. Excuse me, at this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment on agenda items only.
Ernest Telegraphus, 29 Rex. Before I go into analyzing this syllabus that you have here for tonight, I want to compliment the mayor, at least, before I go into tearing some of these things apart. I want to compliment you for helping to stop Alumisource from going any further until they get all the proper documentations and permits. So I'm glad you did something there, versus big business. I have several things here. You people are relying on blight renewal. You're trying to get government funds, and I cannot see anybody getting out of debt just relying on government funds. And you got nothing in writing what they're going to allocate. It's all verbal. And on top of that, they have made the council, and you in particular, Mayor, that you're preaching to preachers. Now, I find that dumbfounded because they all have problems of losing their parish numbers. And you're going to count on people who got sinking ships to help grow the city of Monessen? Come on, I mean, that's ridiculous. And then what we should have seen in the newspaper was a picture of you talking to entrepreneurs and other business owners from southwestern Pennsylvania. These are the people who are going to make a difference. When they come in, they're going to hire people. What are the preachers going to do? So we have to be very logical and thinking correctly. We cannot start grabbing straws so we could appear that we're reaching out to people that are supposed to be saving us with their cloth. The other thing is, why do we have the same retreads being reappointed? Like on the national level, we got Al Gore, John Kerry, all these people for climate change. Here we got the same retreads. Ed Lee running for, that you guys want to appoint him for zoning. Whatever happened to those 18 people you took down at the public's expense on a bus 5 months ago? And you went to go see some conference of being showcased how Pittsburgh turned their city around. And you promised me that they were going to bring you some suggestions. What are suggestions? So my point is, why are we entertaining and interacting with people who are not productive? That's what I want to know. And you people right now are facing the end of a third quarter, like in a football match. We're going into the fourth quarter, and I don't see nothing solid. You got 2 employees missing. You banked on this lady since March when Debbie left. And then what happened? Last month she dropped the ball margins. So now you're looking at somebody else. Then you have Tamika, she left. So what are we doing here? It's like a plane flying with 2 engines going down. So I don't want to hear about what other politicians and what you expect to get from grants and funding from the government. We should be interacting with business owners that are going to open up a branch office here or some sort of facility here. These are the people who are going to turn this town around, nothing else. They're not going to do it with diversity alone. That's crazy. You got to bring hard economics, enterprise factors here. So, like I said in the beginning, I gave you a plus. Thank you.
Thank you.
For one thing, Ernie, though, I don't think you can blame people for people leaving their positions. I think it's the economy. People have to go where they're going to get paid so they can live and take care of their homes.
Yeah, but they got
Right.
it for
And you have to realize though, until we get affordable wages and wages that people can live on, we have a difficult time filling those
I know,
positions.
and then you got a
And that's
union.
everywhere.
And you guys gotta have somebody that can handle the union too. You can't just talk to them and then everybody goes back in their corners.
Negotiations have been going on all along, back and forth, but you cannot, unless you come to agreement, it can't be done. But one thing you do need to know, people want to be able to live and pay their bills and feed their kids.
Yeah, I'm not
And
blaming
you
her for
leave
leaving.
if you find something
I'm-
better.
You're
Okay?
supposed to be on top of that. When a manager loses the employees, it comes down on the manager. Because he has to have a ship running at full capacity.
But they're not unions. When you have a union, you can't just hire anybody and just raise their wage until that union contract has been established. So if somebody comes in and they say, I can't do 14, we can't just say, okay, I'm gonna give you this because we have a union. So we have to go through the due process. That's all we can do.
Somebody has to start putting their heads together and making something.
People been doing that. You got people that are bucking you like this. It's a lot easier said than done.
Well, you gotta
Definitely.
give them an offer. Tell them there's no budget, we go down.
We've been
everybody
saying that
suffers.
all along. I think every administration's been telling them we cannot keep doing the same thing. Your hands are tied when you have a union.
My name is Bina Scanflan, 45 Montraver, Plan, Monessen, PA. Could you explain Article H on page 3? H.
Well, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves a little bit, but first off, the contract for the Fifth Street Hotel has been awarded on the 2nd of this month, October the 2nd. They had 10 days to get together all their insurance, all the different things that are required before you show up on site. They've accomplished that. They've accomplished the one call. They've accomplished everything it takes. I think they have, I don't know what this is run by the county, so I don't know exactly what the timing is. But as I understand it, next week they will be on site starting to demo that building. They're going out for bid on the 16th of this month. I believe it's this month. It could be next month. I'm not positive. On the old Mon Valley Independent Building. At that same time, they're going to go out for bid on about 30 homes that are between 3rd and 6th Street, Donner and Alberts Drive. Those are the homes that they've actually cleared with the county that they can demo. So there is a process that has to go through. And I can explain more of that in a few minutes.
So are you saying that the hotel's gonna be coming down sometime next 2 weeks?
Yes,
And you're saying there's gonna be 32 properties gonna be demolished?
approximately. I don't know the exact number, but there's somewhere between 20 and 30 that they've identified that they have cleared through the judicial system that they can do.
Okay, and then on paragraph H, motion to forgive associations on demolition permits on those properties being demolished by Westmoreland County. What's that mean in English?
Well, it just means that normally to demolish a property, you have to file you have to have a demolishment permit, and that's, I believe, based upon square foot, but typically between $50 and $100.
So you say 30 properties will be teared down. You know which one they are?
We have a list that they're working on right now, but I haven't seen the final list yet.
Who's working on it?
Brian Lawrence of the city, of the county,
Westmoreland County?
yes. If there's no other public comments, I would like to introduce a public comment on my, there's several motions I have for the sewer project, and we have our engineer here on hand. Maybe he can explain some of the progress they've made over the course of the last month.
In short, Shawnee is flowing. It's complete other than restoration. They're headed to Delaware. They got to move some equipment and they got to do some landscaping up at the park. So they should be there early next week. got a question?
No, well, it's sort of, answered in
Oh, you're reading that?
the note that.
Okay. Phase 3, we were expecting those plans and the permit back this week. We've not heard anything from USDA. So. Any questions in particular? Yes?
Well, Mr. Vitale, I'm going through this bit by bit, but, my question was, when I received this to the mayor, is 9th Street. Are you gonna carry that all the way down to Scootamaker? And are you gonna
It's-
open that road back up when that project's done, when you backfill in that sewer that we're no longer gonna use?
That road's gonna be beautiful, Lower 9th Street. I went out of my way to make sure that there are funds when that collapses, because it's going to collapse when they cut it. What I envision is they're gonna remove the concrete slabs, they're gonna lay the pipe, they're gonna import stone for the asphalt section, and they're gonna pave it curb to curb. The money's there to do it. I mean, I don't know how many tons of cold patch Delmar's put in there over the years. He's hiding a lot of sins. But what that's gonna do is from Alaska Alley, it currently comes from Alaska Alley through the parcel next to the church, out into 9th Street Park, and it does one of these woo-hoos. It's a curve to the left and dives down. And it's a teardrop brick tunnel. I think I have pictures of it in there. And when they take it and they twist it, they make it real narrow, so we're not able to get a camera through there. We've tried 2 different times.
Well, yeah, because I have noticed that when we do get a lot of rain, there's water on the 9th Street part where,
The walls.
Illumisaur's gonna put the gravel down, it shoots up like a geyser.
That's-
So I'm saying the pipe is probably already collapsed.
The information I have is from 2007 when Mr. Rehab did the video shoot. I mean, he only got so far and he'd stop and he'd take a picture of what was the reason he couldn't proceed. Coming from Reed, when you come down, it tees in at that 70-foot deep manhole outside the fence. And there should be a picture in that packet
You're
of
talking
it.
about Reed, where Wayman Church is on the corner and you're going down the top hill?
Yeah, it comes
Talking about
down,
that
it comes
part?
down Reed and goes straight across Lower 9th Street, down that hill into Lower 9th Street into the
Okay.
vault. I have a photograph on my phone, I'll find it and give it to you later. But, the reason, well, there are probably a half dozen reasons, but the main reason that you can't backfill that pipe is because DEP calls it a known water source. So it's identified as a stream. So the history on it, as you know, I'm repeating, but it was a stream. They encased the stream at the stream bed location. If you chase it back up to Maple Avenue, for example. Maple Avenue, when we had that collapse, Maple Avenue, one of those crazy guys went in that pipe and chased it up. He walked it for fun.
Right, that's that vault that's over my hillside? Is
From
that one coming
Mike's,
up that
from
came
Mike's.
down on Scootamaker by 17th Street?
Yeah, but he went up the hill toward your house.
Yeah.
Okay? And it is, he didn't take any pictures, but he told me that it follows the creek bed so much as it has steps in it. It's not a pipe. It has steps where it follows the stream bed. There's rock in it. So that's what you're up against there.
Yeah, because it was coming off the hill like a waterfall.
Yeah,
You
we're-
said somebody walked through the pipe?
No, that's the 10th
Yeah, he did.
man.
Okay.
We're talking about over my hillside.
Yeah.
When you come
Yeah.
over my hillside, it comes down
Yeah.
the 17th
Oh,
Street
yeah,
tailgate.
yeah. I've been back there.
That started from that vault that's over my
Okay.
hillside.
Okay.
Well, here's one picture from 2007. That's one reason that we can't backfill it, because we're shooting
They showed the standards. I don't know.
which is expensive at that depth, that's why we're not doing it. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's what they said, that's at that bottom of 9th Street where
One
the
slide back
gravel
there.
is now. They said it's a mine shaft there.
you guys have seen this. But, so, what was the other, was the styrene concern? Is that lady here this evening?
I don't believe so.
Okay, the styrene concern, I see Ike is not here either, so I'm not on the record particularly. The the styrene is addressed in the specifications that are being reviewed by the USDA right now to great detail. The general thought in it is it's a very short process. They can either do it 3 ways. They can do it with chemicals, they can do it with steam, or they can do it with ultraviolet light. They do it from manhole to manhole. It's a relatively fast process. The traps in your homes should minimize, if not eliminate, the odor within and of itself. And whatever odors there should dissipate within an hour. Not to mention the contractor's responsible for collecting all that pollution, per se, from the manhole and disposing of it. It's all defined in the specification. This is not me going home playing with chemicals. I mean, this is stuff that people do all over the place. We've done it in City Park. Behind the Knights of Columbus is one example.
Okay, but one other question. Did you work on the sinkhole that was inside of 9th Street Park when that happened?
Ooh, I was
Or were you
17,
still
18
in
years
school?
old. I was 18 years old. I remember what it was. And I can't begin to explain to anybody that didn't see it what it was. It was a month-long dig, because you had to have the 2-to-1 taper slopes. So they had benches, they had multiple excavators in there, probably 6. They had D9 dozers, the best equipment at the time, and it took them 2 weeks to dig down to the bottom of that silo to do a point repair on the manhole itself. 2 weeks. And there was no park. The park was gone. There was dirt everywhere. I mean, they were down, it was ugly. And that, if you had to do that type of a repair today, I wouldn't want to gather a thought of what that would cost.
Okay, now, Mr. Vitale, does that sinkhole tie into the bottom of 9th Street, or they bypass that? That's what they're gonna bypass?
Well, currently, it comes from Alaska Alley, comes out, and makes the turn. Yeah, I got off track there. It hits that manhole outside the fence. That you guess is a raised manhole in the vicinity of Reed. If you looked over and the grass was short, you could probably see it in the spring, or in the fall. So that's that section that comes in. There's also a section that comes down 9th Street that Y's into it. So there's 2 pipes into one manhole out. It's called a Y. That's the picture I'm looking at to show you the condition of that particular very, very fragile location. Had failed in 2017. So to see water coming out of the wall, I've heard that one. I would expect that, if not worse. And what we're doing to remediate that is we're going to go hang a virtual 90-degree bend as we come off Alaska Alley. We're taking a 90-degree bend on Knox, staying out of the park.
Okay,
We're gonna
so
take
you're
it
gonna
over.
go around it, and that's why those blue lines are on the big hill?
Yeah. So we're
Coming down that way?
So we're coming from Alaska Alley, hanging a right. We're going down toward where bar 20 was. It's gonna go through that wall because of the hydrology of it, but it's gonna go through the existing wall. He's gonna have to rebuild, and he's gonna Y it higher up the hill. And then it's gonna run down Lower 9th Street to Schoonamick. This is big pipe. I mean, this is the equivalent of turning a cargo ship on a U-turn to play with these pipe. It's just not, you have to have this stuff perfect in every way. And it's real heavy. I mean, we played with that 24,000-pound manhole the other day to the point that he broke the bolt. It took him 2 hours to get the bolt off the machine. Yes, sir?
Okay, Tony, I just need some numbers. How many more projects do you have looking down the road?
In Monessen,
Yeah,
we're gonna have one real big one.
which one's that?
There's, what they did to us was they forced us into taking into consideration socioeconomic issues rather than the
Yeah.
condition of the pipe itself,
Environment, yeah.
part of the report. So, a girl named Judy Totino that has since retired and I spent hours, and when I say the USDA is slow, it's excruciatingly slow, especially around the holidays, because if there's a holiday coming up, they're gonna take this week off and probably next week too. So you pick your conversation, and that's what we're experiencing now. But, so, long story short, we decided to take care of the pipes that would hurt the most if they broke. If you did these expensive point repairs. These are being addressed right now, for the most part. There's still a handful that I kinda keep me guessing and,
Would you have an idea of what the amount of money it's gonna cost to do all these pipes?
I know what this project's gonna cost. I mean, what we're in for, what? 23 million right now for this?
23 million, does council have?
That's what this one is. It's all
Does the money
funded.
suffice?
That's all your line usage money over a period of 40 years.
So that's all taken care of?
Well,
Yes.
it's gonna take time to get it all taken care of, but that first biggest pipes are being taken care of. Biggest and baddest pipes are being taken care of first. In other words, when you have the pipes, the way Monessen works is because of the hills, you have the pipe, the smaller collection pipes come parallel to the Schoonamaker. We're taking care of the ones that are perpendicular to Schoonamaker because they collect everything from all sides. And these are combination sewers in this sewer shed. Well, in both sewer sheds that we're working. So that means it takes the rainwater and the sanitation. So that was another conversation Judy and I had, is that she wanted us to separate the system. And I was kind of flabbergasted by that, because when you have this much need, you want to take care of fix what you have before you go making new problems, especially when the capacity's in place. So eventually we came to terms and we ended up with this project that we have now. What remains, 90% of what remains are the smaller pipe, 8-inch pipe. Just, there's a mapping somewhere, but it's like I'm saying, all the parallel pipe to Schoonamaker, all the way up and down for the most part. I mean, you got the worst case is Leeds corridor, both sides. Shawnee's is not pretty. Sixth, who's that?
How about them stores up at Bob Works and Rick Paul? And Mike Ellison, when that washes out, that gets flooded.
We're increasing that from a 36 to a 72-inch, I believe, or a 60-inch. We increased them out. The problem with that is when you get that much rain, you need capacity and you need slope. The only thing I can change is the capacity. And putting the biggest pipe they make in there.
Hey, listen, that's your field, buddy. You know all about that, so I was watching listening to it.
Well, this EQ tank should make a difference.
I hope so.
It should, if it's used correctly, it should make a difference. What we're accomplished by getting Shawnee done is we averted a big problem. That vault's collapsed, it's 40 feet deep. If that broke, it was,
We've inundated the sewer.
yeah, it's 40 feet deep. The type of things they're running into up there were no one foresaw. I mean, I heard the rumors again that pipe is sitting on a creek bed. They covered it up. They made a city landfill out of it, and then they made a city park out of it, and they covered in order to cover the dump, they apparently put about 10 feet of slag dust on top. So try digging 5 or 6 foot wide ditches in slag dust. You keep going. It's like digging in dry sand. It's a creep. So it's taking time.
I have one other question. Since part of Morgan was sold, where does that sewer line feed into that street? If I don't know what Newman source is
We're
going
doing
to
the
do
12th
with
Street
that.
pipe.
Pardon me?
We're doing 12th Street from Ross Draver to Schoonamaker, or to 906.
Okay, so you're gonna go on the backside of.
Yeah, we're doing the
the
down
middle
pipe.
of Morgan.
We
Yeah. So
didn't.
that's gonna be taken care of.
Well, if he does anything as far as development up there, my opinion would be he'd have to pay for the infrastructure, including the road.
Okay, because those sewer lines that were once there will be sort of dormant, they won't be able to use them.
The cross pipes are
So
there.
we would have to redig everything.
Yeah, he probably would have to, on his own nickel, he'd probably have to go and get them all videoed, and I'm sure they'd probably all come up a NASCO level 5, and he'd probably end up having to replace them, but I would think that would be hidden. It's the council's decision.
I think That would be any proposed development project, and typically, when utilities are needed to be installed as part of that, the contractor and the developer take care of putting the utilities into the city specifications at their cost and dedicate those utilities, road, streets, electric, to the city.
Well, that sort of answers my question, because if he has to go in there, can he, when he does do develop that area, you still gotta feed into the lines that we fixed in order for it to work?
I don't foresee him putting in 100 houses or anything. If he does anything, it's probably gonna be a couple storm drains, I would think. I haven't spoke to, I don't even remember his name, Gil, what's his name?
Okay.
I haven't spoken to him in
Do
years.
we have money to do a model of whatever you're doing? You know how you do those 3D models? Can you redo one?
We're gonna have video. When it's finished, you'll see the video. That's part of the thing. He's got a video all these lines. Right now, I'm not worried about video. I just wanna get him moving. Because, you know, it looks like big numbers flying back and forth, and indeed they are. The problem is, the other component of it is time. And the faster they get done, the more money you make. And that's not looking like an option right now. I can't impress upon him enough how to pick up the pace. Yeah. So, I mean, I was there. I know why it's happening. I mean, even the connections, their connections are, he had to chase connections up the hill because pipe was collapsed that he was trying to connect to.
Yeah, but see, this is something that should have been done years ago.
Yep.
And it's all fallen on us now, and we're all senior citizens.
Well,
So we're incurring this cost
The thing is,
because we live here.
if you catch it soon enough, this is probably the 10th time I've said this, if you catch it soon enough, you have the option to line. If you don't line, you excavate, and when you excavate in a lot of places in the street. And so you're gonna be living with scar marks and concrete streets. The concrete streets are going to collapse, I assure
Right,
you.
You don't know what you're gonna find underneath there.
It just gets complicated because of the utilities that have been put in since the pipe was put in. It makes it really, the good news is you're gonna only be about 6 to 8 feet deep in most cases. But if you can line these, you can burst these things in a matter of hours. Bam, you're done. They gotta come in and they clean it, hope there's no point repair to be made. If there's a point repair to be made, go to the next one, call in whoever the excavator is, you slice it, go in, fix it, put your fern coats on, call the guy back and he comes out, slip line, burst, bam. Not quite that fast, but it's, you know, instead of doing 200-300 feet a day, he could probably do 1,200 feet a day.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I know how to get a hold of you.
Is there any other public comments on agenda items only? I don't believe there's any correspondence. Does anybody have any old business that they would need to bring forth? At this point, I'd like to ask the solicitor to give his report.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight on the agenda, there's a resolution that's required of the city under the local tax collection law, which was amended this year. The city, as well as all taxing bodies, school districts as well, need to provide a process for individuals who are within their first year of home ownership, who may have delinquencies for taxes. And the reason for that is when tax bills are printed, there's sometimes a lapse, and when the list is finalized, those houses may sell. The new owners may never get a tax bill. So what this resolution does is complies with the amended law and just gives those individuals a process to rectify that issue. Second, you'll see an ordinance that will repeal Ordinance 1248 of 2021. This ordinance prohibited payment plans for any fees that were owed to the city, garbage taxes, what have you. The reason for this is that the mayor and the city administrator met with the Treasury office to see if payment plans were possible for garbage. They determined that they were, so the ordinance on the books needs to be repealed to effectuate that, and the garbage fees will be set by council. Now, the city can accept payment plans for real estate taxes. council would have to pass an ordinance in compliance with state law to be able to do that. That could be done as part of the tax levying ordinance that will be passed at the end of the year. So we can talk about that in a couple months if council so chooses. I also took a look at the rec board ordinance because the city administrator and the mayor met with the president and vice president of the rec board. They seem to no longer want to have to organize and deal with rentals of the civic center. That's the only city rental facility that anybody but City Hall deals with. The rec board provides the rules and regulations, the rec board ordinance, provides the rules and regulations for that. So if that's something that council wants to amend, I would recommend repealing a part of that, dealing with the rentals, and putting in there that rentals and fees and policies and procedures shall be set by resolution from time to time. And finally, I did attend a meeting with the County Land Bank, County Redevelopment Authority, and the City Code Enforcement Officer in relation to the demolition project. It was a meeting set up for solicitors and code enforcement officials. It was just to review the processes that all these municipalities use to demo properties. The city's process is the typical process. There's no issues with that. Right now, the County Land Bank is looking, and they already did acquire a few properties from judicial sale. There'll be an additional sale in November and December. There's 280 properties that are permitted to be demolished within the city of Monessen. Some of those are going to be handled by the land bank acquiring those properties through judicial sales. The remainder are going to have to be cleared by the city going through their demolition hearings. And you've been here prior to council meetings when those have been held. Once the list is finalized, the city will know which properties they will have to go through and clear. The good news is the county is going to be furnishing all the title searches. The city will just have to send out notifications and hold the hearings. That's all I have for this evening, unless there's any questions.
When is the next hearing?
What next hearing? We don't know that yet. Yeah.
For those that are interested, there is a Blythe meeting being held in New Stanton tomorrow morning. There's a $20 fine, fee for that, but there will be communities from all over Westmoreland County there to talk about what's going on.
Is anyone from here attending?
The two of us will be going. All right, we'll turn this over to the city treasurer.
Mayor's, council, and citizens of Monessen, my report for the month of September for the garbage fees and city real estate taxes collected for that month. Garbage fees revenues, current, this month, $2,520. Year-to-date, $323,866.51. Budget amount, $370,000. Garbage delinquent, $6,753.56. Port and off received $17,447.47. Year-to-date, delinquent $78,862.07. Port and off, we received $38,722.24. Budgeted amount $120,000. Interest and penalties received from Port and off $1,313.30. Garbage fees, housing quarterly, $15,258.75. That was posted on January 24th. That was for the last quarter of 2020-21. This will still be on the books for the rest of this year. Total budgeted amount $490,000. Garbage fees collected for 2023, $200 this month. Year-to-date, $1,385. Budget amount $147,834. City real estate taxes revenues. City real estate taxes current, September $7,357.41. Year-to-date, $1,983,632.23. The budget amount are as follows. General fund was $1,452,449. Debt service fund was $394,299. Parks, $199,052. Library, $42,135 for a total of $2,087,865. Delinquent city taxes, prior years collected this month, nothing. Year-to-date, $5,502.96, budget amount $9,000. We received nothing from Portnoy this month, nor year-to-date. City taxes collected by Westmoreland County Tax Claim Bureau, nothing this month. Year-to-date, $117,227.56, budget amount $210,000. Total year-to-date taxes, $2,106,362.75. Following's a distribution as of September 30th, 2022. $1,465,317.07 for a general fund, $397,721.94 for the debt service. Park, $200,815.37 for parks, $42,508.37 for the library, for a total of $2,106,362.75. Real estate transfer tax, in September, we received $7,020.35. Year-to-date, $81,233.15. Budget amount $70,000. Earned income tax, September, $57,993.18. Year-to-date, $478,802.30. Budget amount $600,000. Mercantile tax, $2,072.20 for September. Year-to-date, $21,145.89. Budget amount $29,000. Local service tax, September, $1,419.02. Year-to-date, $52,124.97. Budget amount $75,000. Tax certifications, September, $970. Year-to-date, $18,600. Budget amount $23,000. Municipal lien letters, $825 for September. Year-to-date, $12,300. Budget amount $16,000. Line usage account, unsecured payments, nothing this period. Year-to-date, $12,780. Line usage fees, $69,712.91. Year-to-date, $621,835.66. Total for the year to date, $634,615.66. Mayor, that concludes my report for the month.
Mayor, motion to accept the treasurer's report for garbage fees and city real estate taxes collected on the month of September.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Moser?
Aye. At this time, I'd like to welcome our city controller back. It's good to see you again. Hope you're feeling well. Could we have your report, please?
The general fund community bank checking account, the bank reconciliation as of August 31st, 2022. The beginning bank balance as of July 31st, 2022 was $1,058,022.67. Deposits made were $170,929.66. Expenses, $400,060.48. The ending balance as of August 31st was $828,891.85. We did have outstanding checks in the amount of $47,967.45. No outstanding balance. Reconciled balance to the bank statement, $780,924.40. That's the bank reconciliation for August 31st. And additionally, the general fund bank checking account as of September 30th, 2022. The beginning bank balance as of August 31st was $891.85. Deposits made $765,597.61. Expenses, $785,811.34. The ending balance as of September 30th, 2022 was $808,678.12. We did have outstanding checks in the amount of $277,410.46. No outstanding deposits. Reconciled balance to bank statement, $531,267.66. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Is there any new business that needs to be brought forth to City Council? At this time, I'd like to ask somebody to read my motions and take it.
We'd like to make a motion to approve sewer rehabilitation project Phase 4, Pinvest, 9th Street, Delaware, and Shawnee Park. Payment request number 7 in an amount of $23,493.22 to WEC Engineers, Inc. for professional services rendered on the project.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a handicap street sign for Lonnie Atwell at 945 Athalia Avenue to notify both drivers and pedestrians of an autistic and sound challenged child at this residence for safety and awareness purposes.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas? Yes. Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion for approval of sewer rehabilitation project Phase 4, MON-2021-02, to be submitted to Pinvest by WC Engineering, Inc. in an amount of $19,612.90 for project estimation and planning and payment application number 2 for Reynolds Brothers, Inc. in an amount of $98,857.74. That will be submitted under separate cover for a total amount of $117,770.64 for approval to Pinvest under payment request number 6.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the celebration of Halloween trunk or treat activities in the city of Monessen from 2:00 p.m. to 4:00 p.m. on Saturday, October 29th at the Monessen City Park walking track.
Okay.
Am I right?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. One quick correction on E. It needs to be a motion to the motion to for the first reading to rescind.
The reason for that is because you're enacting an ordinance that repeals the current ordinance.
I'd like to make a motion for the first reading to rescind ordinance 1248 of 2021. Repeal ordinance is attached to this agenda as Exhibit 1.
One more suggestion, not to interrupt, motion to advertise said ordinance and motion to advertise to end at the end of that motion. 'Cause it does have to be advertised like a normal ordinance.
So let me read that again then. Okay. So I'd like to make a motion for the first reading to rescind ordinance 1248 of 2021. Repeal ordinance is attached to this agenda as Exhibit 1 and a motion to advertise.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
No.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd I'd like to make a motion to establish garbage fees for 2023 at $210 due by February 28, 2023. For those residents that pay by December 31st, 2022, they will be charged a discount rate of $190. For those residents that pay after February 28, 2023, they will pay $220 until August 31st, 2023, at which time the billings will be turned over to a collection bureau. Those that desire may pay a $70 payment by the end of December 22, January 2023, and February 2023.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions?
Yes,
Okay.
you're changing this billing so that they can make these payments.
Yes.
Is that going to change the way the bills are presented? Are there going to be,
It'll be on the back of the bill, just like you have on the normal real estate tax, where you can make payments over 3 different periods.
okay, it will be printed on?
It'll be printed on there.
Okay, I just want to make sure the public is aware of that.
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
thank you.
is this the motion that's accepted for January? The one that Amy sent out?
This is corrected for
Oh,
that.
it's correct for, okay,
Yes.
sorry.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to transfer property on lot number 20-02-06-0-359 to the redevelopment authority for subsequent sale to Chris Bantless at the standard $500 price. As a very irregularly shaped lot, the property has no room for a structure, but does offer the opportunity to expand the yard for the residents' upkeep and maintenance.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? I'd like to just make this clear. This is right across from your house. It comes to a little point there and goes behind the house across the street from you.
You could go, it used to be you could go to the driveway and go back around to the water.
Right, right. Okay, just so you understand. Call the roll, please.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. At this point, I'd like to discuss a little bit about the Blythe removal, condemnation, and emergency demolition project currently underway. And I talked about that a little bit already. First off, the county has gone out for bid. They have awarded the contract to remove the old Fifth Street Hotel. That is scheduled to be removed. I'm not sure why it's taken so long, but you should see activity out there within a week or so. It just should happen very quickly. I don't know what the county specified in their specifications for how long they had to start working on it, but I would expect it to be very, very quickly. I do know that I have received phone calls from them. They are trying to mobilize their equipment, so I do expect that to happen very quickly. By the same token, there's a building on 6th Street, the old newspaper office. That building is collapsed in the back side of the alley. It's shaped as a U. It's kind of a strange shaped building, but one leg of that is completely collapsed into the basement and has presented a problem to the church that's right next door. And that becomes a very big issue because, first off, the gas company refuses to go back there and to provide gas to that church because they're afraid of the building. It is absolutely critical that that building come down soon. And I've been putting pressure on the county to do that. There's a lot going on here. We also have 544 Donner, which is the building on the other side of the old Citizens Bank building there, that is also crumbling in the back and crumbling on the alley, which is presenting a danger to the kids that go to Douglas College. We have a little bit of money that's left over from the 500 Donner demolition. We've made request of the CFA that they allow us to use that money to remove that building. We were hopeful that that would have occurred last week or earlier this week. It's been rescheduled for November the 15th. And we have expectation that that will get approved at that point. Now, depending on how fast the county is able to get busy on the building at the newspaper office, I made Brian Lawrence a little friendly wager that if I get down before he does, he owes me dinner at Lachezy's. Otherwise, I owe him dinner at Lachezy's. So either way, just a friendly little thing, trying to get these buildings down as quickly as we possibly can. Those are the first things that are going. As I indicated, in the process of going out for a bid on the newspaper office, I do believe, and I can't speak for the county because the county is the county, but I do believe they will be adding to that a number of residential properties that fall within the boundaries that we define, 3rd Street, 6th Street, Donner, and Alberts Alley, as being the target area, that they will identify all the property that they can at that point. He's also indicated to me that he's going to go for low-hanging fruit, as he describes it. If he's got access to demoed blighted property, even if it's outside of that area, he's going to try to include that as well. So there may be some property outside of that area that gets done. I can't speak for him, but that could possibly happen. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. But, and I'll go ahead and read this one. As part of this, we require a demolition permit before property is demoed. The least we can do to support the county in getting this property demoed as quickly as we can is to forgive the demolition fees that are associated with the demolition permit. Now, we still want to go through the demolition permit because it assures that the utilities are turned off, that certain things have occurred, and those things need to be they need to be followed. But it doesn't make sense for us to tax the county and remove some of the money that they could use for demo on other property. So hence, I'd like to make a motion to forgive fees associated with demolition permits for those properties being demolished by the Westmoreland County Redevelopment Authority. Could I have a second?
Second, Mayor.
Call the roll. Is there any other questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. One of the things that's kind of occurred, the Civic Center has been one of these hot potato issues that has occurred with every administration that I've known of since I came to this town. And it's just ridiculous that we just dissolve an authority, create a new one, dissolve a board, create a new one. You get dizzy doing all this. And rather than trying to go through this again, I sat down with Julian, and I sat down with the chairman and the treasurer of the board, and tried to come up with something that made sense. And what we've really decided was that Julian, he works for the city. He reports to Mike Korposh. He is a city employee, and he is responsible for taking care of the Civic Center. He is responsible for getting it rented out and collecting the money. The money that comes in comes immediately to the Treasury Department here, as opposed to going to the Treasury of the rec board. It'll come directly here. So the money will come directly here. That'll give us a chance to understand what's being rented out and to who, and what the scheduling is that's going on there. I've asked him to also look at the possibility of developing a Google schedule that can be shared on their city webpage, such that everybody can see what's scheduled at the Civic Center and so forth. So anyway, solicitor brought this up a little bit. That will require some tweaking of the ordinance that's involved in doing that. I really would like to involve council and get their opinion on what we're doing here, and make sure that we're in unison here, that we do have a plan, that rather than reinventing the wheel, that we're just cleaning up some of the little inconsistencies that we had. With that said, I'll let you continue with the motions.
I'd like to make a motion to approve civil service testing for the potential replacing 1 to 2 officers on a police force complement of the city of Monessen.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to pay billing statements for generator maintenance, repair, and upkeep at the City of Monessen Public Safety Building in the amount of Cummins Sales and Service in the amount of $3,078.71.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Are there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to approve submission of a grant application to the Pennsylvania Crime and Delinquency Commission for funding and support related programs at the City of Monessen Police Station.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Councilman Orchakowski.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I go into the financials, I want to tack on one thing that we mentioned about the trunk or treat and Halloween. Ricky Dick from Castle Blood has graciously stepped forward to see and put together a Halloween parade this year. It tentatively looks like it's going to be next Thursday, the 20th. And it kicks off at everybody's starting at 6:30 at Wendell Rainey, and it will kick off at 7 o'clock. He has been working with fire and police. I believe the permit is done to do it, and it's something we're kind of excited that he's taking on, and that it's something we can bring back to the city.
I believe it's running down through Donner.
I believe so. So I just wanted to mention that real quick before I forgot.
Where are you gonna hit that?
I'm guessing all the way down there at EMS, close to
Yeah, it
the,
starts like last time.
Normally down there.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go.
He hasn't finalized that yet. I mean, we will ask the paper to advertise exactly what everything's going to be, if we have to put it in the paper, which we will. There's still a few little things being worked out yet, but that's the preliminaries, and I just instant messaged him now, and he confirmed, yes, it's the 20th.
Thank you.
Okay, Mayor, thank you. Motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $115,548.50. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment A.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the recreational account in the amount of $347.92. All invoices are attached to the agenda as attachment B.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
A motion to pay the following invoices from the park fund in the amount of $10,048.03. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment C.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage fund in the amount of $12,632.46. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment D.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
A motion to transfer $67,469.92 from the general fund to the payroll account.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
The following are the balances in each account. General account is $368,864.74. Fire escrow has $18,410.99. 2023 refuge has $1,185. The healthcare account has $3,671.81. Parks Fund has $8,451.01. Payroll has a balance of $12,359.16. The ARP American Rescue Fund has $420,359.47. Liquid Fuels has $248.84. Police grant fund has $54,868.31. Debt service has $719,258.84. And line usage has $555,308.16. And unrelated to my financial report, I have this under my listing, and that is F, a motion to appoint Mr. Eddie Lee to the City of Monessen Zoning and Hearing Board.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
No.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
And that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Thomas, would you like to give us your report?
If I could, I'd like to just defer the reading of my streets report and library reports until our next meeting on the October 27th.
Okay. John, would you like to give us yours?
Thank you, Mayor. Members of council, administrative staff, citizens of Monessen, I will be giving my report at the end of next week, or next meeting, scheduled meeting at the end of the month. But upon that, I would like to motion to approve the submission and advertisement of requests for proposals for the research, creation, update, alteration for the current security cameras operated systems within the city of Monessen, and appropriate fees and schedules to achieve the proper implementation of this protection and maintenance function.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll. Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
I need to abstain.
Why?
Because I don't want any sign of any ethics violation. Although I no longer have crystalline technology, it's just too close to home.
With respect to Mayor, thank you.
Call the roll, please.
Did
It was a question. Okay, never mind. All right, excuse me. I'm getting lost. Councilman Gregor, it's your turn.
I will defer my report until the next meeting. However, there are a couple issues I'd like to address. Chief Uhas, are you here? Any movement on getting someone to take care of that alarm system down at the?
I haven't heard anything since they came down.
That's still non-functional?
It's still not functioning.
We have a real issue here, folks. We need to get someone in here to look at this and get this fixed. It'd be a tragedy if we had a prisoner in there and there was a fire and the fire alarm didn't go off.
There was three businesses that came down, three companies that came down. Chief Hutton was there also, I think it's for a couple of them, but that's the last I've heard.
We've not received anything back from them.
I haven't.
Do we need to find some more companies? I mean, 3 seems like you should have found somebody.
Yeah,
We need to get someone. I know we want 3 bids, but we just can't let it go.
Well, we
like
need
that.
a bid, period.
Yeah, a bid would be
Yeah.
nice. Is there anyone that you could think of to contact? Even from those 3 companies and say, hey, what's going on?
what do you recommend? That's more, what do you think? What company do we have there now? Or, well, what did we have?
I think if you call them back, they'll send you
Okay.
So could you
Let's-
please move on that?
Oh, sure,
That needs to be rectified as soon as possible.
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have sent a bid, that doesn't make sense.
Might
Not
just
certain.
fall
Yeah,
through
but
the
we'll check
cracks.
tomorrow and talk about it, Councilman, for sure.
Thank you.
Send it to three and talk to them.
Yep.
Also, too, up at the tennis courts, I received a lot of complaints over the weekend about how horrific it looks up there. Is there any way that we can get the city crew to get up there and clean that up? I drove by and it looks like they haven't weed whacked or trimmed around that all summer long.
I can talk to Rodney tomorrow.
Could you talk to Rodney and see if we can get a crew up there and get that done?
Talk to him
I
tomorrow.
mean, you drive by that and we have a beautiful park and then you have this eyesore right at the end of it.
I can talk to him tomorrow.
I even have a better one for you, Dawn. If you don't mind doing a little bit of legwork, last year I spoke to Dick's to see about getting equipment donated to have that completely fixed. If you would be kind enough to.
Who was your contact there? Do you, just any?
It was, I didn't really get a name, it was at the one in, Smithton, they have a warehouse, that's the main warehouse.
Over in Smithton.
But they do that and things of that nature. And if we can get, if you want me to, or I'd ask you if you'd be interested to find out what it would cost as a bid. We have ARP money. What would it cost to resurface that whole thing?
Yeah,
Redo it.
that was, I remember as a kid, that was a beautiful facility. And then I got these complaints and I went up there and I drove by and I was like, holy cow, what happened?
I mean, that's when, in my only little opinion, that's one of the perfect things to use some of that ARP money for. If we can fix and resurface and redo that whole tennis court,
That
that'd
was,
be an
you were
asset.
talking to Dixon Smithton.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy to follow that up, but if you would take the time, if you wouldn't mind, finding out what it would cost to resurface that, or, I don't know if it needs, I don't know, is it like, but it's not up in the air, right? It's not, is it raised?
It doesn't look like it's raised. It does look like where the seams are, you have weeds and stuff coming, so it is.
Well, that's a lot easier to probably fix than if it's sitting like this and you have to dig it out with an excavator and redo it.
All
But
right.
if you would mind doing that,
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all.
that's perfect money, because the art money's for the community, and that's something that the whole community could be able to use and function.
I just have one question, I don't wanna take Tino's time though, but if you're gonna fix the tennis court, we're talking about the tennis courts at the city park?
Yes.
Is that the one? Okay, what are you gonna do about that, dirt hill? When you go up the hill, that dirt hill's still there.
I
That-
think we said we were gonna use that for clean field for
That'll,
properties.
hopefully, that'll be gone here in the near future. Because like when they tear down these 32 buildings, they're gonna need dirt to put in there. And I understand the priority was down by City Garage because they need that cleaned out to get a retention tank in there. But that's on the agenda to be removed. And you're absolutely correct, that was an interesting spot to store it.
Very.
I'd have put it back by the Columbus ballpark, but that's just me.
Oh, and while you're at it, there's a picnic area that's right above the exit when you come down that hill, that's been there ever since I was a little kid. Either fix it or get rid of it.
There's a lot of those areas in there that need to be removed. The problem is finding the money and
Again, that's something council can talk about with the art money. Maybe we tackle 2 or 3 of them, or 1 or 2 of them at a time, and see what we can do. And nothing's gonna happen now until spring, we know that, unfortunately.
It's not big, you just put that on the agenda.
but if we can just get the weeds and stuff cleaned up, Lois, I mean, it's a real eyesore when you drive up through there.
I had a question, people call, ask, where are we at with the batting cage for Shawnee? Is that something that we're gonna do in the spring now,
There
since
was-
they worked on it?
It's going to be on the agenda for the
Okay.
spring.
Okay, that's what
We actually do have some bids.
I should, right.
It'll be on the agenda to get that taken care of. Kind of waiting for Shawnee Park to get put back together.
Yeah, the grass.
That's how Vital said it's done. Oh, you wasn't here when Vital said it.
I was here.
Oh, you did.
They just need, he said they need some grading and stuff to finish it up.
Unless council has something else, I'd like to open the floor to public comment on anything you'd like to talk about.
My name is Peanut. I have a couple questions. Last month meeting, I asked about the stop sign in Monterey. I think that sign should read wrong way or one way in a larger size, so would you come up with, that's not?
No, that's mentioning downtown. She was, she thought that you're talking about downtown. Montraver, if possible, I don't know if maybe we can put another reflective sign of saying do not enter. I'm guessing Pino's getting a lot of issues where
Well,
cars
he
are going.
has a point. I was just up there yesterday.
Yeah.
And I watched traffic. They just drove right up. and
They just
blew
go
right by
straight,
that
yeah,
sign.
and they just
blew
ignore it.
straight through it.
Because the sign that they have is actually for, people that are illiterate,
Yeah.
that were born in this country. They don't know which way is which, so they go straight. If they maybe learn how to read, they go right or make a bigger sign to go
And it's a
there.
very narrow road, too.
It's
Cars
some
park on
people-
both
some people
sides.
should be, they're still going the wrong way.
Well,
And I know you guys, I don't know, how many of you are here from the newspaper? What newspaper? The Mon Valley? Okay. Well, I asked your editor a year ago to look at that, because it's totally disgusting, okay? And they should stop doing that. And I know when you're gonna make the newspaper someday on saying someone got killed there, and then you say, oh, they went the wrong way. That's when you guys make the news, right? Well, I don't wanna see no one killed.
Can't you put a do not enter?
There's a sign
There's-
that says one way, and it's pointing to the right-hand side of the cul-de-sac that goes to the circle. But I'm thinking that, I think, Pino, I'm not trying to put any words in your mouth, I think you want like a do not enter sign
It should
too,
be a
that
sign
should
says the wrong
reflective.
way, even though still people
Wrong way.
may not read it, but it should be something that puts out
Is
and
there any way
says,
we can get another sign if feasible, if we can get that up
Let's
there?
try it out.
And then, Chief Uhas, would it be okay if maybe, one of your men or women would be able to, once in a while, just, I know you guys probably do, but,
They have been,
yeah.
as far as I know.
I think the problem's gonna be, I could maybe be speaking out of turn here, but the people going one way the wrong way, are those people that live up there?
pardon?
Are those people that live up there? That are going one way the wrong way?
I think there are people who live out there,
The,
taxpayer people.
well, I'm just saying,
Are they going the wrong way because they live there and it's
No.
easier?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
people, I called the cops a couple of weeks ago, and they come in, I mean, it's totally, I think to me, it's a drug house. There's more than, I don't know what you guys doing about it, but you got a drug problem, okay? So maybe if you put the one-way sign, maybe and a little bit more vigilant on the police side, maybe that shit will stop.
okay,
Okay?
that sounds like a good idea to me.
And then the other part, it was real funny, on the 7th of this month, I stopped at next to the old Exxon station. I thought I was seeing things. Car just made a left-hand turn on Eastgate, going one way the wrong way again,
Oh,
you know?
boy.
And I'm saying to myself, oh, that's great. I know where the cops sit, 'cause I see them every morning, Say by the Old Valley Independent, down by Libby's, by the fireman station. I can tell you where they're at, 'cause everybody else knows. When the hell when they go to a place where they actually breaking the law? Maybe they should be watched. In the stop sign in Donner Avenue, which I talked to you about it, and you said that the city gotta make their move.
No, so, PennDOT will not touch those stop signs, but what I suggest is going on Fifth Street from Schoonmaker to Donner, that the city, it's our street, paint a white line that says stop, because there is no white line laying there. So the cars are either too far back or either too far forward. I think that just gives us more of a legal standing point for the officers to make it a stop. So I don't know if Mr. Korposh, if you'd be okay to let the city crew down there to paint a white line from a white line that says stop too. That's at the intersection of
Fifth and Donner.
Fifth and Donner.
On the Fifth Street
On the
side.
Fifth Street
Street
side,
side,
yeah, because we
okay.
can't touch 906, that's something we're not allowed to do, but 906 will not change those stop signs.
Council, why did PennDOT, what was their reasoning for the not?
The stop signs were put in place a while back, but that was due to, getting rid of the red lights,
Right.
the traffic lights.
Not happening.
I tried,
Money.
yeah.
So, but for some reason, I think PennDOT just didn't touch Fifth Street because it was a
They
city
got-
road.
It-
That's
it
why I don't
was-
think
it
there
was
was
done-
ever
They got the okay from the city to do
a
that.
white line that says stop.
Yes.
And it was Ted Harhide that did it. I got the letter from the state, that's the reason why they were removed.
Yeah.
We can't put it back.
We cannot put it back.
No,
We
we
can't.
asked them to take it out, and then they're not gonna put it back.
Okay, excuse me 1 minute, Pino.
That's okay, you're
So
gonna
what
hold it.
happens when our downtown gets redone?
They'll always constantly review traffic patterns and so forth. At least one would hope. And presumably, when traffic patterns warranted it, they would do something. Now, the problem is they're the ones that determine that.
What they should have took out is the one up on 9th Street that's been out for 20 years. It's still hanging up there. This one we needed at 5th Street, because this alleviates an issue that Torrin Page is having because the parking.
I agree.
You gotta park 15 feet from that stop sign, and that's so unfair.
I actually tried to get one put back there, and the state refused.
PA State did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't think West Virginia would come in.
No.
I don't think West Virginia would come up and put a light. It'd have to be PA.
Oh, well, that just puts something
They
on my
use
agenda
candles.
to even talk to them about. That's unfair.
Could be.
Tony had something to.
The reason was because the force main is in that sidewalk, and he needed to put a mast on it, and no one could figure out the depth of the force main, so they were afraid to go and put it in.
Okay.
You brought up about putting a stop line there and painting stop. This has been an ongoing problem at 3rd Street for a while. And I've actually was in a fire apparatus, and we had to come make that right onto 3rd Street from Schoonmaker. And we almost took out a car because they had come too far down the street.
There
when
should
they
be a white
parked.
line painted right there before his.
Where his
entrance.
parking lot is, where the exit is,
Yeah.
there should be a white line there with stop
There
there.
used to be a sign that said "Stop here" at this,
Yeah,
and
but we
and
should
it's
put
gone.
that white line and stop in there, so that way, it's, I've seen it on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Actually, I was in the fire engine and almost took out Lou Mavrakis' car.
Yeah.
I wasn't the driver, but he was too far, he came too far down and we almost hit him.
Yeah.
And he had to get out of the way, and I've seen it twice with fire apparatus, and I saw it the other day with a box van that almost took a car out, because they pulled down too far.
It's interesting to me that there used to be a no turn on right coming down 3rd Street onto Schoonmaker. That sign is no longer there. So I think the problem is people are coming all the way down to Schoonmaker in order to see so they can make a right on red.
Yep.
And that's causing problems. I agree.
I agree, but if you put a stop right there, a
But then
line,
you also need to change that, put the no right turn on red
I
there.
don't know who would do that. I think that would be the state.
It would have to be the state again.
Is
I'm
that
not
who
su-
removed it?
I assume it is.
Okay.
Well, I think
No,
there's a sign, but
Going,
it's
going up the
twisted, too.
hill,
No,
there's a no right on red.
Yes.
Going up the
yeah,
hill.
you
But coming
Yeah.
down and turning right
Right.
onto,
right.
there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
And they creep down.
How would you possibly put a stop sign there when there's a traffic light there?
Not a stop sign. That's no right
Just a
turn on
line to
red.
show where to stop at.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, say you're not turning on red. You're not turning
Right.
right. You come all the way down to the end of
There's
the.
a sign that says "Don't."
Yeah,
There's
you-
actually a sign that says "Do not turn on red." It's still there. There's two signs. There's one that's actually pointing up to Schoonmaker, and there's one on 3rd.
I don't
It
see
says-
the one that.
It's
I-
right there
I-
in the film. It's right there on the
not
film.
It's not there anymore. It's not there anymore.
It's not there. It's
So
And I'm not saying
It
a
hasn't been
stop
there for
sign,
a
I'm
while.
saying painting
No,
a white
right,
line.
no.
No red, no
Stop.
right turn on red is the sign that says no right turn on red has not been there for some time. Coming down 3rd Street.
yeah.
Now, on Schoonmaker, there is a sign that says you can't make a right turn on red onto 3rd Street.
Correct.
Yeah.
But 3rd Street down, there's no such sign. And I don't know why that is, but that is the way it is.
But the one Dawn was talking about was that one day whenever there was a the fire truck was in
Yeah,
front
you
of
saw
me.
Yeah,
that.
he
I've
was,
seen
he was
it.
on Schoonmaker
it.
trying to turn on to
Right.
3rd Street.
But
They
the
were,
thing
they were
is-
too far, they were too far down.
Well, we
But
could-
they're not too far down if there's a traffic light. I'm gonna pull right up to the edge there too when I'm on a traffic light so I can see the traffic coming from the left.
But what I'm saying, it's a hazard.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get hit.
I agree that, but maybe there shouldn't be a right turn there.
Well, one way or another, it needs
Well, you
addressed.
have to have a right turn. to
It's,
get
it's,
on
it's,
the
it's only a problem if you got a big truck.
Or bus.
Or bus. Right.
You got the public buses going up through there with the traffic coming down.
Having been there on that 3rd Street for a long
And
time,
I
it's a
would- I would
problem.
ask the solicitor, because Councilman Orzachowski has a point, you got a red light there.
Yeah.
Can we put a line there, like a stop here?
On 3rd Street.
Yeah.
On 3rd Street.
I think you can, 'cause it's the same thing on 5th Street, just showing where you want
Stop
them
here.
to stop.
I think if we do that, we need to go back to the no right turn on red there, because
I think you should do both.
I think you should do both, yes.
I think you should do both.
Before,
And you get,
But that's a state thing.
it could be.
Yeah, you
Well,
need to.
Yeah, there is a sensor there,
Yeah.
and if you put a white line down right below that sensor, you will trigger it.
I would call PennDOT number 1 and the company who handles the stoplight
When you
maintenance.
say I will call, who's gonna make the call?
Somebody from the city.
What is your job? I don't even know what your job is, but what is it?
City administrator
I mean,
currently.
what is you actually do?
He
on a
handles
daily
this sort of thing.
What
He
do
handles
I do? I
day-to-day
could sit-
operations of city.
I could sit with you and give you a detailed explanation. Yeah, but I'll make the call tomorrow for you on both of those, yeah.
Well, I think you need to call PennDOT is the person on the district that it belongs.
Right.
And I think the district is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the one off 79? The Uniontown office? So that's where you gotta contact the right people. My other question is, Ruth, it's another question that I have. The last month, I also brought up the point, if you want Monessen to look beautiful like you guys claim you wanna see, well, make your damn move. All the garbage cars and vehicles that are parked with no inspection stickers, you guys didn't know who was handling that. Have you guys found out who's handling that?
There's a couple of things about that. First off, Pydek has been the person that's been handling the cars. He's been a local tow company. He's the one that has been doing that. But he gets to the point that he has no place to put all the cars.
Who's you talking about?
Pydek.
Pidage towing, that's next to the.
The guy out of Charlotte.
No, he's out of Monessen.
Oh, he has a place.
No, but he has moved, but he owns that lot.
He owns
He's out of right
Yeah.
across
Right.
from the
Yeah.
swimming pool up in Carroll,
Right.
Forward Township.
Right. So it's interesting that is Bujan, how do you say that?
Bujanowski.
Bujanowski. Bujanowski. I'll get it right someday.
We'll work on
He's out of Monongahela. He opened up a shop in Charleroi on the other side of the Charleroi Bridge. He bought the building on this side of the bridge. He's moving his office into Monessen. He will be a local person. Now, it's interesting to me in talking to him, he has a thing, and I thought it was county related, but I think it's state because it's a state form. There is a state form that he uses for property that's abandoned, that's initiated by the police. The police say this car is abandoned, they fill out a form, they hand it to him, he signs off on it, the officer signs off on it. That gives him the right to tow the car. Once he tows the car, he sends that form to the state. That triggers the state to
look at the registration, right?
well, it triggers the state. It triggers the state to send the owner of the car a letter that says, your car has been towed, you got 30 days to square it up with the tow company, pay them whatever they charge. If they haven't done that within 30 days, apparently, he gets title to the car. He gets title to the car, he can scrap it. He's not at all afraid to get cars off the street of Monessen.
I guess my answer is real simple. What have you done on it?
Just that. He's in the process of moving right now.
Have you given them the contract to do that?
Well, there's no contract to be done. It's just simply how the police handle it. And I
mean,
think,
when you say have the police handle, who tells the police to handle it? I mean,
Well-
you told him that one day to throw me out if I cut.
no.
So he's right here right now. Tell him what you want him to do.
Juhas and I
Tell
went
him
over.
what you want him to do. He's right here
I
right
did.
now.
I've already talked to him about this. We've already had this discussion. Juhas was with me when we went over and met this guy, talked to him. We understand what he's trying to do. We are in the process of getting him involved, yes.
Well, get who involved? Tell me so I know.
Both Pydek and Bujanowski.
Who's gonna get in touch with him to give him the approval? That's my question.
The police will take care of it.
You guys ain't? I thought we elected you to make the move. We didn't elect the cop. The cop's appointed by you.
I'm telling you, it's taken care of. This
All
will
right,
start to go,
If I come back next month.
I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get moved over to
okay,
Monessen
I'm
and start
gonna give you
working.
60 days. Is that plenty?
Okay?
I think they have to be a body shop residential in Monessen, right?
They are.
Have property, so that's
They're
what
going to-
what the mayor's trying to say, is he's waiting for him to physically move his his buildings, assets, whatever it might be,
No.
in the city of Monessen before, because there's
Look,
an ordinance.
we like to pass the buck.
We're not passing a buck, I'm just describing what an ordinance.
You're saying the police are gonna make that move when they sign off. I'm saying that he needs to tell the police, just like he told the chief, that if I cuss, throw him out. You
Right.
know that's wrong? Tell the chief, you got the floor right now, tell him, hey, tag every car in the city. Don't have it-
He's had that order and he's been doing it.
If we was to come up with a piece of property in town to store these cars for the said period of time, then Kirk could do it himself?
Possibly.
Is there anywhere in town we can store these cars for 30 to 60 days until?
Not in a fenced area.
And
We've been down this road. Not a
It's
fenced-
gotta be a secured area that's fenced and so
Gotta be a
forth.
secured area.
it's not just the property, it's the insurance that you're gonna have to have on the property. These are somebody's vehicles, it's at some point, because they're towed. You're gonna be in custody of those vehicles, so there could be some liability issues for that.
I know there's so many vehicles, but there's some on the street that don't have wheels on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stay on that issue, cause I looked, they look like trash, okay? So if you,
Yeah, one on Ross Straver, then
those
there's-
guys can cut the grass all day long, and I know they bust their butt.
So right
And I
now,
watch-
to the best of my knowledge, and Chief can straighten me out on this, he has been tagging those cars that need to be towed. He's been notifying them that they need to be picked up and towed. They have been refusing to do it because they don't have room to store the car. And what I'm saying now, we've got a new company coming into town that has figured out a way to move through the system much quicker. If he figures out how to move the cars the same way, it works on both counts. But this is nothing new. This is something he's been doing all along.
Well, I own the property in Montraver personally, for the last 14 or 15 years. My family owned it for the last 50-some years. Okay? And I've never seen the town that looks like trash because of vehicles laying all over the damn creation. So you can tell me that you told Pitus and you told Buzikowski what they need, they're gonna get a chance to pick up this trash and move it out of here? And I say you got 60 days. That's what I say. Because if it ain't done in 60 days, then you just BSing like the rest of the stuff that you've been doing for the last 8 months.
All right,
Okay?
thank you.
So let me finish
Okay?
on that one. Now, I know the blacktop is much cheaper to buy before Thanksgiving weekend begins, because the price changes. They change it for X amount of dollars per ton to X amount of dollars after they claim Christmas time, winter time. The blacktop goes up. And I know that every one of you guys drive, right? How many potholes you hit a day when you drive? How many potholes do you guys hit? Because I can't miss it.
Either.
And we're worrying about empty buildings that have been an eyesore for the last 20 years in Monessen that they haven't done literally nothing with it. But the Blacktop Perennial Boulevard, it's a shame. I counted 725 potholes from Exxon past the garage. When are you gonna do that? Next spring?
As soon as we get the money.
So you're gonna get them in the wintertime to go out there and have those guys do jobs that actually they could be doing something else. Because I believe that you need to hire some more people there, because there's no way in hell that they could do all the coverage, all the ground that they gotta cover in that amount of time. And believe me, I do watch them work in the morning, because then I get out of here and they bust their butt. Okay, but they don't have enough people.
I agree.
But when we're talking about tennis court to fix, that's great. Fix it up now when it's cheaper. Don't wait till spring when when your blacktop goes up by $100 or $150 a ton. There's a difference. And my last question, I guess, I might have two questions. You guys did something about, I think last month, I wear a hearing aid, because your system is pretty bad, and it's been bad all the time. No fault of yours, just the way it is, okay? But you appointed 2 people on the tax forgiveness or something like that last month. Who are the people?
I'd have to go look at the minutes. I don't remember the names either.
Huh?
I don't remember the names.
Tax
So the
forgiveness?
people that
No,
you,
it's us.
Yeah, it's you, Marvin, and Mike.
You guys.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
that board,
Oh,
yeah.
on the board?
yeah,
Yeah.
who are they?
Mike, myself, and Marvin.
1, 2, and him?
No, Marvin. Marvin.
Code enforcement officer.
Code
Now,
enforcement.
We hire somebody for Marvin's job, right? To help him do the job that he's supposed to be doing on a daily basis,
Right.
An
is that
assistant.
right?
Yeah.
Assistant.
So you hire somebody to help him do his job, but you pull him out to do your damn job.
No.
No,
Oh, no?
no.
Well,
No, I
how
didn't
can he
pull-
do two jobs? If he's at a meeting, he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Meeting's a couple hours a month.
Pardon?
The
Yeah,
meeting is a
like
couple
that.
hours a month at most.
And in the
Okay.
evening
And
today.
in the
What is
evening.
What is the accomplishment that you're trying to do with that?
With the Tax Forgiveness Board,
Yeah.
that is a program that was started by the prior administration to take blighted property and find people who are willing and capable of rehabilitating that property and bringing it back up to occupation.
How about the people that pay taxes every day, every year on time?
I agree.
What kind of help you give? Potholes? Dirty streets? Cars parked on the road?
So bear in mind, when we forgive the taxes, we give the past taxes, not the future taxes.
Doesn't make any difference. What do you give the person that pays the taxes every year for the last 40, 50, 60 years?
I can't say 40 or 50, 60 years ago, but I can say that the city
All
does
right,
everything we
let's do
can.
it. I'm gonna play your game. What do you do for the guy that paid all his taxes on time for the last year?
Well, so scheduled for next year is a CDBG project to repave Third Street from Schoonmaker to the Third Street extension where they stopped the pavement the last time. That takes all the CDBG money we have that we could muster for doing pavement. That is the extent of that money. There's not money to go to Parente or anything else. Parente
Where's
was
that money coming from?
CDBG.
Where?
CDBG, which is part of DCED, which is part of is state funding.
Okay, when you gonna do, like, Perenni Boulevard?
Parente Boulevard will take several $100,000 more than we get from CDBG. We've got to come up with new sources of revenue for that.
So what are you gonna do with Rostraver Street?
Right now, get a sign for you. Well, it's the same problem. All these are same problems.
Yeah, but we're not addressing. We're keeping addressing 3 buildings, 4th Street, 3rd Street, and.
We go where the money is.
And the rest of them, the rest of the people, like, they're screwed.
Well, I'm just saying that
I mean,
we've only got so much
I've
money.
been listening to you talk for the last 10 months, and you answer my question.
As best I can.
Prior administration has started that, and now you guys are gonna finish it. But you came up with all kind of ideals to do, but nothing has flourished. I mean, if you tell me you went to Carnegie Mellon to learn something, I say go to Monongahela and learn.
I agree.
They'll tell you how to apply for money. Go to Bell Vernon. They're only 5 miles away. They got homes that are worth $300,000. And in Monessen, we don't have that. You talk to the school group to where our school system doesn't have a band, a library, and a whole bunch of books that they don't have. And you go to them to do forgiveness on taxes. That's crazy. It's totally nuts. So I think you're barking at the wrong tree. I think you need to say, okay, this is what we really need to do. Quit playing games. Okay, because games don't get you nowhere.
Okay.
And I can talk civil the rest of my life, but I got something else to tell the newspaper. I think you guys are being soft on him. And as good as you looked at your, whenever they do their meeting in secret, what is it called? If they do a meeting and nobody knows about it, what is that called? The sunset law or something?
Sunshine Act.
Sunshine Act, yes.
What is it?
Sunshine Act.
Sunshine Act.
Sunshine law. You know about that one, right? You guys took it to court, right? It won, right? You need to take the First Amendment up there too. Okay? Because I don't think that he has the right to tell that chief to put a restriction on me speaking. He doesn't have that right. But I know that you guys are into his pocket, so I need you guys to actually do your job. Okay? Because I don't think you're doing it. You're being soft on him. I told you last time. And one last question I gotta ask the chief. Chief, are you being paid when you're here?
No.
How can you have him working, throw me out of a meeting when he's not even working?
He's salaried.
He's always.
I'm asking him a question, not you. Whenever I'll ask you a question, I'll say, Mr. Delfonso, it's a question for you. I'm asking him. If he's not getting paid, how could he do his job? Forget about the salary. You just heard him say the answer, right?
He's a good citizen.
Huh?
He's a good citizen. He's participating in the process.
No, he said he doesn't get paid for coming here.
He's on the clock.
He's on the, oh, he doesn't get paid for coming here?
He is responsible if a situation arises
As
off
chief.
hours.
So in other words, you could be out of uniform and hold whatever you say you could hold. And I question it, I don't think you're right.
Well, first off, I apologize, but the only reason why I was saying anything at all was when you came in the first time,
Apologize to who?
to you, to the city, to the council, to chief, to everybody. That first off, the one thing that you've been very honorable about tonight was the obscenity, and that's the only objection I really had.
Well, let me tell you something about objection. Okay, what I said, and you can look it on your tape, under the First Amendment, I have the right to say that. Now, if you want to take that to court, which I'm working on it, believe me, I'm slow, but I will get there.
Okay?
Because I got to prove a point to you guys. If you don't want to do the job that you need to do because you're here, that's what you need to do. Look at the First Amendment and see what you can and cannot see. But look at the tape. And then come back and tell me, I think he's BSing. I think he is BSing. And I do not accept your apology.
Okay?
Because I
fine.
don't think you mean it.
Well,
That's all I have to say.
Thank you for coming.
thank you.
I have a question for you. I have a task for you.
Pardon?
I have a task that I need you to see if you can complete for me.
I don't want to do nothing for you guys.
Oh, well, this task is something that has to do with the Refuge Authority. I've made a
Look,
wait,
look,
no,
let me
I made a
finish. Let me-
request.
You brought that up, and I'm gonna give it to you. He wrote a letter that a third grader could have wrote that letter.
I'm
Just the
asking
last
something-
week.
I'm asking something totally different,
Okay, go ahead.
okay? I'm asking that as a member of the Refuge Authority, I have requested financials and any bills or anything that the authority actually generates. I've heard nothing back.
Oh, they're gonna send you a letter.
Okay, that's
But
all I'm
he
asking.
wrote the, but let me give you a little in on that, okay? That way there you can be ready. Monessen at one point was $200-some thousand in arrears. And those people still pay our share. And I questioned them, what is it you guys get the money from? So I do believe that the reason you want to collect the money, so you can blow it on dumb things, because you don't like the refuge. You know, but you want to blow, you know, if you control the money, then you think you got more money to spend. And that's what I think you guys want to do. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that easy. But the part that really is ignorant is, where is your office, sir? Right here? Right here? And we meet right here every other month. Is it too hard for you guys to come in and ask the question that you did? Because I did ask. This says that we give you $47,000. They said that you guys give up $47,000, and we don't know what we're doing with it. Well, we're paying the bill. And you said you could do it yourself because your attorney told you you can't. Well, do it. See how easy it is. Okay? But I think you're full of baloney. I know what you want to do. You want to get the hand on $47,000 extra every month and spend it on dumb things.
47,000 goes directly to pay the bill that you send out that pays the refuge that's picked up in the city of Monessen. It goes nowhere else. I write the check.
Yes.
So
And it
I'm
doesn't-
just asking to know what administrative costs are incurred by the authority. I'll be happy to do a right to know if that's what you want me to do.
If I asked you. and
I'm
I
just
asked
asking
the
us
last
not-
night, you're walking to go to the meeting. It isn't like, hey, you can't go to the meeting. You can ask the question. I asked for you. Because the attorney said one time, hey, we don't need to have a refuge authority. Well, you know, to me, being in the refuge.
When is the
authority,
next meeting?
Pardon?
When is the next meeting?
You should have a copy. It's listed right in front of you.
Well, I'm asking you, but
I think it's I'm not sure, but I think I can tell you. Because I got a test today, but if you want to know.
Ms. Can't join yet, cause after Peanut gets done, I just gotta find out, cause I just heard something, and I can't believe we have an issue up at the school with no band.
The
You
next
have to go
meeting,
talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with it.
They
the
don't
next
pay
meeting is the
anything
first
else.
Tuesday in November. It's 6 p.m. It's right across from your office,
Here
guy.
or in Bell Vernon?
Right across from your office. I think our office is in Monessen.
But you hold them sometimes in North Bell Vernon also.
You guys got the schedule.
All right, I'll take a look.
All you gotta do is look at the schedule. It
I'll-
hasn't changed.
I'll definitely be
But I
there.
mean, you know, come up and ask the question, then you get an answer, you know who's getting paid, who doesn't get paid. Okay? But actually, the money is being alienized by a person who actually, I think she does a fair job. You know, I don't really know the woman and the attorney. You know what I think? I don't have too much faith in attorneys, period. I don't have no problem telling you. Yeah? For every attorney that tells you that you can't do that, I'll get you 10 attorneys that say, yes, we can. I use Obama's word, yes, we can. And just like we put you in office, we get you out of office.
But Pino, in all due respect, you didn't answer my question.
Pardon?
You didn't answer my question. I asked if you could find out that somebody could please generate.
I don't get paid to do that. I think if you could send a letter to the board.
Pino, you're not listening to me. Take that out of the realm. Please, take that out of discussion.
I'll do it for you.
I'm asking
I'll do it for
you,
you.
because I don't know as a citizen. I don't have a
I'll
clue.
do it for you.
That's all I'm asking.
I'll do it for you.
I appreciate it.
But his letter is like a third grade wrote it.
I'll be honest.
It was written, like when I came to this country, you know, they taught me how to write, and it was written in that form.
Pino, I honestly have no idea what letter it is or
Well, he
anything.
had to stay on it. He had to just keep his letters under his pocket.
So I'm asking you, and I thank you for
I'll agree
addressing
with
it.
you.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking. Because I asked by an email, and Karen, or is it Marino? Is that her name?
Marinas?
Marinas.
Okay. She asked somebody else on the on the Refuge Authority, do you have this information? And it's been a week, and I haven't even heard a bleep yet.
I got it in my pocket if you want to read it, but I get it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
That's all I have.
Any other comments?
Mayor, motion to adjourn tonight's meeting on October 13th at 8:17 p.m.
Is there a second? Need a second.
Second. Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Adjourn.
Adjourned.